Hello, hello. I have a new oracle deck for you called Lucid Dreaming, Lucid Living by Norma J. Burton and Nisha Burton. Your oracle and guide to mastering the dreamscape. Forward by Philip Carr Gom. I purchased this at Barnes & Noble bookstore. It was $29.95 in the US. It's printed in China and it appears to be from redwheelwiser.com. Okay, here's the back. The Lucid Dreaming, Lucid Living Oracle allows you to fully explore fantastic sensory and emotional experiences through a combination of engaging text and strong visual compelling illustrations. Dreamers will learn how to navigate through various states of consciousness with lucidity. Whether you are an experienced lucid dreamer or just beginning your journey, each card in the deck provides you with valuable tools to navigate the dream worlds as well as powerful answers to daily life dilemmas. The stunning symbolic cards are composed of two parts, the waking message and the dreaming message, this integrating the instructions for both states of consciousness. Meditating on these insightful cards will strengthen your ability to dream lucidly and will offer guidance on how to move through waking reality more connected to your deep intuition. By bringing conscious awareness into your dreams, lucid dreaming can also help you work with nightmares within the dream time, thus redirecting the events of the dream toward healing. If you are ready for the next level tool to gain agency in your dream world and unlock your fullest potential in waking life, then this deck is for you. This deluxe set contains 44 full-color cards and a 200-page full-color guidebook, Lucid Dream to Unlock Your Fullest Potential. This box is rather massive, as you can see. And when you open it up, oh, here's the side. Lucid Dreaming, awaken your dreams and consciously interact with your dreamscape. And then you open the box and it's got, I dreamt I was a butterfly flitting around in the sky. Then I awoke. Now I wonder, am I a human who dreamt of being a butterfly, or am I a butterfly dreaming that I'm human? And that was by Trang Zhu. Sorry if I messed that name up. And it says, are you dreaming? We live with lucidity. Dream with lucidity. Are you awake? So where are you? Are you dreaming or are you awake? Are you being mindful in your everyday living? Or are you just kind of making it through, right? Here's the guidebook. Lucid Dreaming, Lucid Living, Your Oracle and Guide to Mastering the Dreamscape. Again, by Norma J. Burton and Nisha Burton. You can never say the names of the people who create these beautiful pieces of artwork. Always say their names, okay? They are the reason why we have them, right? So inside the book, we've got preparing for lucid dreaming, entering the world of how to use the cards, gives you some spreads that you can try, the teachings, and here's the cards. You've got the picture, keywords here, a little intro, gives you the meaning here, inner awareness, action, form, context, and then it goes into the reverse meaning of that card, should it come up in the reversed form. Guides, guardians, and archetype cards, those are in there as well. It gives you, let's see, the conclusion and all of the index cards, of course. So that's just a quick recap where you can find it. It has state check, stabilizing, and reality shifting cards. That's one group of cards. Lucid Dreaming Journey cards. We've got your guides, guardians, and archetype cards. So it's got those three different areas. And then you've got your end notes here. Awesome. I noticed that when I took these cards out that it started with the newest card on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and go through them this way. Right? It does have a gold foil on the side, which is really pretty. Pretty, pretty. I'm just going to move that over. And we'll start with our first card, which is Oh, dream recall. I did that this morning. I had to dream, and I had to take a moment before I got up and started doing what I was doing. I was like, hey, wait a minute now. I remember I had a dream, and I need to remember what that dream was. I should have written it down because now... Oh yeah, it was like over $10. Someone was having a fit over like $10, and they were causing a big to-do over something so minor. So that's what my dream was, and I felt like I needed to protect who it was happening to because it was just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. And yes, it does relate into my current situation. Something did happen. It was very minor, and it got blown out of proportion. And now we have to deal with that. All right, dream signs, number 2. Levels of lucidity, number 3. Reoccurring dreams, number 4. Did you ever have a reoccurring dream? Did you ever wonder what the message was? I remember specifically 2 different recurring dreams. Well, maybe 3. I mean, 2 of them have the same kind of meaning. One, of course, I'm sure we've all gone through. I can't find my locker, right? I can't get to my locker. I can't find my locker. I've got to get to class. I can't find my locker. Another was when getting to the tables, because I used to waitress, and I used to have dreams after I stopped waitressing how I couldn't make it to all the tables. They were sitting me down with so many tables I couldn't get to them all. And it was so hard for me in my dreams because I was just like, oh my gosh, why are they doing this? I can't get to my tables. And then you have to, just come up with a game plan, and then maybe you could work through that. Another reoccurring dream was when I was young, and I think it has to do with processing through the fact that I was up on a slide, and my 2 sisters, who were older than I was, one's 3 years older, the other 7 years older. Apparently I was going down, trying to go up the slide to go down the slide, and they had the same idea, and everyone was so excited to be at the park. My sister being 10 at the time, and my other sister being 7, maybe 6. And I was only about 2 or 3. I was up on that slide at a friend's house, apparently. And they wanted to go down the slide and knocked me right out of the way. Not intentionally, but it did happen. And so I used to have this dream where I would just think that I was being pushed down into this boiling pit. Right? Poor thing. Interestingly enough, that was a reoccurring dream, and I think it was something I needed to look at and kind of actually think about, and maybe even work through the trauma that had happened. Obviously you're scared if you're being knocked off the top of a slide and you end up down on the floor. I did end up breaking my arm. I think there was other things broken at the time that maybe they didn't look into. Granted, I was only like 2 or 3. They're like, oh, it will probably heal on its own. She'll be fine, right? So with that said, if you are having reoccurring dreams, though, it's important to respect that and kind of look into it and see maybe if there's something in there that you need to heal from. My apologies for digressing, but that sure did open a can of worms, didn't it? And that's all right. Desire fulfillment. And once you're able to process through all those reoccurring dreams and figure out why in the heck are they happening, you can go ahead and go for your desired fulfillment because you don't have any of the shadow work or the things holding you back in your mind. Right? I'm noticing that's an ice cream cone, and look at her mouth. She goes, I really want that ice cream cone. And it's funny because that brings me to my freezer that I have right now. I've got ice cream cones in there. They're the Magnum ones, and I bit into one of the Magnums, and yeah, the outside is all nice and firm because it's the chocolate coating, but the inside of it all is like completely melted. So I've got melted ice cream. It's like almost a milkshake. It's a milkshake with caramel, in it with the melted ice cream. Whatever. You make it work. And her face, she's like, ah, shucks. We've got Nightmare Rewrite. Portals. The Void. Dream World Home Base. Gaining Mastery. Sleep on it. false awakening, sleep paralysis, centered power, bilocation, the three worlds, the innate, dream body, the six realms, dreams of power, dream yoga, awake, hand signals. I really love the symbolisms that are in these cards, even though they're very like, some are typical, but it just, the dream state and the symbols in here, of course, all of our dreams are based on symbols, and all of those symbols do interpret into some sort of meaning for us. I like all the symbols because I have seen other readers kind of pull out these different parts into the cards of the artwork in order to portray some other messages that are coming through other than just the basic word of flying. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that it has those symbols in there for someone to kind of gravitate towards and pull out some extra information. Like how that has like a slice across the leg. Are they going to lose their leg? Do they feel like they're losing their leg? Do they even need their leg if they're going to be flying, right? Is there a medical condition that needs to be looked at as far as maybe circulation? Perhaps someone has sciatica on that side and it's not on the other side. It's like, let's take a look at the symbols that are within our dreams and or within the cards in order to figure out what it is that our subconscious or our conscious is missing. Use everything around you for that benefit because the answers are out there. There are so many symbols and hints that we're being given on a daily basis that we just miss because we're not in the moment. Right? Oh, it's just frou-frou. It's just mumbo jumbo. No, it's not. Spiritual world is real. Even the Bible speaks of spiritual warfare, and people don't want to admit that. People don't want to acknowledge the fact that there is such a thing as spiritual warfare. And in my opinion, our World War III is our spiritual warfare that we're all going through right now. It was triggered with COVID. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. I don't know, because I hear other people being all, ooh, don't say that word. But truly, and I feel that was the start or the big ribbon cutting of the spiritual warfare that we're all having to deal with. It is imperative that you're making your choices and decisions based on positivity, based on what's good for the greater good, for the bigger picture of everyone involved. It's imperative that we're making those decisions in order to give us a fighting chance. Because it's up to each individual to be the best person that they can be in order for the world to change. We cannot change other people. We don't have that control. We're not allowed. We can only change who we are, and it has to be in a place of where you want to make the change. It can't be forced. I digressed. Back to the cards. We've got light switch, digital interface, solid structures, spinning, questioning mind, pointed focus, dream incubation, lifting off, maintaining consciousness, cosmic self and inner child, co-author, dream characters, dominators, animal guides, mythic stages or sages, mythic sages, mother of dreaming, ghosts, beloved, practicing death, and celestial guides. I know I've already said a lot, but why don't we try and do a reading on these? This is going to be a little bit more challenging for me just because I just feel that these kind of tap on things that I'm not 100% educated on. I'm going to go with where I'm led. And I'll revisit the book as well to see what messages is here for us today. Whenever you find this reading, it is meant for you to find. There is no date attached to it or time attached to it because time is different from everybody. Everyone's on a different timeline. Granted, you've got fellow beings that are on your same timeline as you, but even then, the interpretation of the cards can and will be different for many people. Hand signals. The light and the dark, reaching for that center point of unknown, right? You've got the universe, you've got the clouds, and it's also a 5 where change can be involved. So where are you focusing? Where is your touch point trying to be? Where are you trying to go? Who are you trying to touch? And in what way? Are your intentions clear? Right? What kind of signals are you giving other people? What kind of a language or what kind of things are you trying to relate to other people by just using your body? What am I trying to say? Your body, not your body image, but your body language. There we go. So many things are so telling. Our body language is telling. Our eyes are telling. Our hands are telling. What direction are they going to point you in, right? Folks, I don't claim to have a gift of prophecy. I don't have a gift of being a psychic. I do not have a gift of any of those kinds of things. I'm just looking at the cards and whatever reaches out to me, no pun intended, but whatever comes out to me and whatever I'm feeling like I need to say, that's what happens. That's what happens. And if you want to be here and hear that out, because who knows, there might be something in it for you. Wonderful. If that bothers you and it's not for you, that's all right too. I don't mind. By location, centered power. So it kind of feels to me with these cards that there is a lot of spinning plates. The mind is in several different places at once. And because you're in 2 different places or several places at once and not actually living in the moment of things, rather you're just like all over the place. You're being blinded, but what the actual truth is and where it is that your actual focus should be, right? In order to get out of that situation of having your energy and your focus so broken up, you have to come back to center here, and you have to decide that change needs to be done. That only comes from within you. Granted, that enlightenment comes from above, but it comes from you to make that choice to find yourself in a place where you can actually focus on what needs to be focused on. Otherwise, you'll be all over the place. My apologies on my pup. He's trying to use the restroom on his little pee pads, and it stresses him out a little bit. So, there's that.